And we're live.
It happened to me way earlier. Like at 18, I wanted to make the U.S. Olympic team, and then at 21, it's like, yeah, no. Like if you don't, when you stack rank against the other 21-year-olds, you're not trending towards like Olympic at 23. Like
that's when you start realizing you're like, if I was going to make the Olympic team, I would have known it at 16.
Yeah,
but I didn't because not only am I not a good swimmer, I'm not that bright.
And I was too young. It happened too long ago for me to just identify as a woman. But if I had done that, I would have fucking ruled the world.
I mean,
number one.
I know we've talked about this before. Like, can you come close to like women's Olympic levels right now?
I don't think so. Not now. No.
With the suit on too. Give you a year of practice.
So. I just don't think so. I'm like, a year of practice, I'll be even older, Kyle.
I don't know. I'm just really thinking women are terrible at physical activity.
They're the best ones are pretty good. And it felt like I'm bigger and stronger.
The joke, you missed the joke. The best ones are men. That was the joke.
That's true.
How about if you have to go against the El Salvadorian swim team?
Yeah, I could probably make a swim team somewhere, maybe.
But
did you
young see that photo?
Like college me could have literally broken world records as a female if I just identified.
Oh, I don't doubt.
Oh, 100%. Yeah,
that would have not flown back then. They would have been like, "Get your ass back in the men's lane." No. You're not slipping past the goalie. Take the fucking wig off.
History would have remembered him as ahead of his
times. These suits are quite revealing.
There was that photo on Reddit of the USA under-16s women's team standing next to the El Salvadorian under-16 women's basketball team, and they're like in like the tunnel about to head to the court. They're probably playing national anthems or something out there. They tower over them, and this little El Salvadorian girl is like looking up at this like 6-footer of a woman she's about to have to play against, and it's just like the writing's on the wall. Like can we just not go out there? Like there's no point to compete against.
Oh, this is so funny.
I found the picture.
Oh, share it.
They are screwed.
I'm about to.
Can we look up the score of that game?
Zach, can you share that picture?
The score of the game. Oh, come on. This isn't fair. They should. Well, I guess, El Salvador should have some taller people if they want to win.
Yeah.
Zach
and it's not just he might. There he is.
There it is.
Yeah, the girls on the right look like they're 16-year-old girls. The girls on the left don't.
Yeah, the girls on the right look like they just got to fantasy camp.
Look at the girls on the left. She looks so defeated. Athletes. Like that girl has no breasts. Like just saying. Like they look prepubescent. And like those women on the left look like some nappy-headed hoes, as Don Imus would say. They are about to run train on those girls.
Look at the shoe situation. Team USA all has the same shoes. Yes. Nobody on their team
don't
even have a shoe brand.
Oh, that one girl's got dirty sneakers.
They brought those from home.
Does do the El Salvadorians even have the same shorts on?
One has a real picture.
One's wearing pants. Look at the background of the El Salvador girls.
The score was 114 to 19. 114 to 9. That was really nice of them to give them 19. Holy shit! If I'm on El Salvador's team, I would be like, "This, no, you're not going to do this to me. I'll play against I'll play against Colombia. I saw their team in the back. They're shorter."
Bring Honduras on. We got their number. But you make me play against those girls from America one more time, and I'm gonna fucking hang myself.
They got my high school team. Our women's JV team lost. I don't know the score exactly, but it was something like 108 to 12.
Oh shit.
Yeah, and my math teacher was the women's basketball team JV girls team coach. And he was like, that was just bad sportsmanship. He's like, they brought their I think their school didn't have a varsity team or something, or they played their varsity against our JV somehow, and they just beat the shit out of our JV girls. And
women should learn early that this sort of thing is just going to repeat itself throughout life. Just you're going to be taking L's left and right. So get it, It's good to start these young girls on that road.
I mean, Team USA was not taking L's. They were probably taking W after W after W. That whole tournament.
Well, wait till they get to the WNBA and look at their fucking paycheck.
Yeah, that would be sad.
Yeah.
How much do they make? Like 60 grand a year?
Like less than like the manager at a McDonald's?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Well, the McDonald's are
I'm
profitable.
making
The
that up. I'm
WNBA is
making that
not.
up. I don't know. I would guess they make complete guess. I bet the highest paid woman in the WNBA makes $500,000 a year.
Average salary in the WNBA is $75,000.
I have overcompensated that lady who is the
Oh
best.
my!
Who's
the
the highest?
highest paid player makes 221,000.
And what's the comparison for the men's stats?
Average salary of an NBA player is $7.7 million.
What's LeBron make?
LeBron makes oodles of cash. I don't know.
Does he make $30 million a year? What does he make?
What's that ratio, Zach?
39.22 million.
There you go. Yeah.
Well, that's wild. Good for him, man.
But here's the thing. I bet if you did a little math and you were like, all right, total ratings of the NBA versus total ratings of the WNBA, and then like take that ratio and do it with the salaries, they're still overpaid in the WNBA.
I think that's true.
Yeah,
well, you
sure.
don't just do revenue, do profits, because the WNBA literally loses money.
Yeah,
And
I was going to say
NBA
ratings.
makes money.
But yeah, that works. Like if you did like eyeballs on games, like I don't know how to like quantify.
They shift profits from the NBA to play the WNBA players.
Yeah.
Did I say play? I meant pay.
So,
I don't know. The thing, women's basketball is not that fun to watch. Some people disagree, but it just looks.
Are there girls
10
10 feet?
Yeah, I think they're the same height.
That's
There's
a problem.
a couple girls that can dunk, but they just look unathletic and lanky, and I don't know. They're not. The men are fucking superheroes with the shit they do, the shots they make, the jumps they perform. Like it's at a level that I can't even relate to. The women, they don't look good.
I was looking at like at the gym, they've got like this scoreboard, right? Like the highest bench from a man is 375 pounds, which isn't that high actually. Highest from a woman is 120.
120.
Wait, for what exercise? Sorry, I was looking up salaries.
Bench press. Yeah.
Incline bench, 120.
Bench press, flat bench, 120 for a woman, 375 for a man. Those are the records.
Taylor,
I would think it would be higher than that. Last time I tried, I hit 300 on a flat bench, but I only did it twice. This was a while ago. And I haven't
hit
flat
300 twice.
Yeah, on a flat bench. But there's really not that much. Like I've switched entirely to incline bench, like getting a lot more like chest activation and stuff. I feel more sore when I do that on like lighter weights. I don't know, just everybody, like all the PPL routines I look at, like a lot of them even entirely forego normal flat bench for like variable bench, like incline, decline.
I like flat bench more because the safeties on my rack work so well for flat bench. If I fail, which I sometimes do, like it just, there's a safe spot above my neck where I can not be hurt. Whereas if it's incline, what do you do? Is it just roll down your chest and just drop it above your dick on the rack? Kind of.
Yeah, you're supposed to like almost push it forward onto the safeties
and just slam it by your lap.
Slam it down if you want to.
I mean, you're probably not using that much anyway. Like you probably got like 180 pounds on there at the most if you're doing reps. You know, if you're not maxing out your incline bench. So like you can just dump it off. You know, just don't put safeties on there. But
yeah, true too.
On a lot of these exercises, if I get outside the right form, I have like no strength. Like dumbbells, especially. Like if I do these like incline dumbbell,
if you get anywhere weird.
Yeah, like I can barely get them into position, and it's a struggle. And then when I do, I can do 12, and it's like, yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, the incline bench is a lot better for like upper chest.
Yeah,
but like I still think flat bench is like the most chest. I think it's the exercise that activates the chest best out of all exercises, and it's only second to like maybe cable flies.
Yeah,
for like
maybe
center chest. Like
I go through phases where I'll like drop an exercise for a long time and then start doing it again a bunch. I need variety.
And grip changes a lot too. Like if you're going wider and getting more of your chest, or if you're going,
I want to get one of those multi grip bars.
Yeah,
you can like grab like this and that and get close grip. I think that might be fun, and they're only like $120-$130.
Agreed. Yeah. I've seen those. Those look really cool.
I've been watching lead climbing competitions recently as prep for the Olympics, because climbing made the Olympics as a sport that's going to that. And I was trying to think. I actually don't know.
What does lead mean?
What does that what does the event look like?
it looks like there's a wall. It's an overhung wall with a set series of puzzles essentially on that wall. You're climbing up with the rope beneath you, and you're clipping as you go. It's lead climbing. Generally, they do it with the time limit. And actually, I was trying to think because you're talking, Woody, about like the unimpressiveness of female athletes in a game where the men do it much better. And I'm not entirely sure how that works for climbing. I think the men tend to do still better than the women, but I found the women's climbing actually really interesting. It's still like, I'm impressed by what they're fucking doing out there, and like looking at that and going like, there's no way, even at my, I'm a couple years out of my prime for this and moving back into it because I'm getting into it again, but there's like no way. I don't even feel like remotely in the league of these climbers. And I've really been enjoying watching that again, so I'm kind of curious if you guys have seen that at all.
I've watched a little women's climbing. One of the things that's fascinating about it, and it happens in swimming, is sometimes the best women climbers in the world are like 14 years old. And, when they become more womanly, like, I don't know, bigger tits, a little more fat on them, whatever, some hips, they're just not as good as they were when they were like little boys.
It's that strength to weight ratio. Types. It's strength to weight ratio. Like kids in general, like climbing is if you're 85 fucking pounds, you're only dragging 85 pounds up that wall, right? Like 160-pound man is literally doing twice the work, but he might not be twice as strong in every single like movement.
It's different selection, right? It's the different evolutionary pressure essentially for what we're seeing from this, and it comes out worse in some sports than others, and it is boring. It's much less interesting to watch the peak performers from a bracket that's at a lower level of performance ultimately objectively for that game than it is to watch.
It's like watching minor league baseball. Like you just wouldn't do it. Like it's
right.
Just,
the peak performers in the minor league baseball just aren't as exciting. Yeah.
Unless your cousin is in the game, like who fucking cares, right? We were talking about like, I think it's when we each have these individual areas of quasi expertise, right? Like Woody, obviously you've got like the programming background. So when they say they're using, this is Linux, and you're like, no, it's not. And even if it were, like, who cares? That's you're just wiggling things around the screen, like you're like blown out of. And for me, it can be like guns or maybe a few other little things. And I was going to ask Filthy, have you ever seen the movie The Descent with the five? Oh, you should watch.
That's a good movie. Yeah.
It's a great movie.
It sounds like is it a horror? Is it like one of those?
It is horror, and the premise.
I think I've heard of it, but I don't think I've seen it.
It is one of the few it's one of the few girl power movies that I'm just like, fuck yeah. These are some badass bitches. I love this shit.
I didn't even get a girl power vibe. It was just like they happen to be women, and they're in a horrible Basically, they're descending into a cave, which is climbing,
they go spelunking.
They go spelunking, and there's a bunch of ghouls and demons. I won't give away what it is, but like it's not all jump scares. There's a peppering, there's a smattering of jump scares in there, but it's mostly like building up the vibe of like the off-putting light kind of refracting off of the cave, and everything feels unsettling. When like people are talking, like it's a way where there's like 100 yards of space in a cavern behind them, but you can't see more than like 3 hand lengths behind it.
They really play up the darkness. So like but I wonder if like someone like you who knows a bit about climbing, because there is a good bit of climbing technique.
Why couldn't they back out? Why didn't they just leave?
Yeah.
Cave in, okay.
Cave in. So like I don't know if you've ever done it. Have you ever done any like cave exploring or anything? Okay. So like I watched there's this YouTube channel that's like how to beat Hellraiser, how to beat The Descent, and they like really like do what we kind of do to movies sometimes, like, hey, why don't you just do this, or why don't you just do that? Why are you even in this scenario? And he does that. He's like, well, first of all, why are you going into an unexplored cave? Why are you leaving the map behind? Why is there only one map? They should all have a map. You didn't bring extra batteries? You have one set of batteries. Oh, good thing you brought that enormous glow stick that allows you to see absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
And like he's just like tearing them apart every step of the way. And
then there's a link to that YouTube. I think I'd enjoy that.
It's called like how, if you type in like how to beat and then insert like what name a monster, you'll probably find it. But there's this one part where there's a precipice. The cave opens up into sort of an open room, and across the way, like maybe 15 feet, there's more tunnel, and they need to like get across. And so one chick does kind of like I don't know what you call it when you're like forging a path and you're like putting the hooks in, but she's got those hooks where you do a thing like this and it manipulates the end and you're able to stick it between two cracks, and then when you release it like expands to like lock into those cracks, and then you can hook onto that, whatever that climbing gear is called. But she's like going across, like showing some real upper body strength that you wouldn't even think she had, and like leading the way and like forging this path and hooking as she goes, and like she's putting the line across for everybody else to follow in. And he's just I guess he knows something about climbing, or maybe he just does his research before he tears the movie apart. He's like, you'd never do that. Those are some look at these holes. She's using the wrong holes. Like that she's not even tugging on those before she puts her full weight on them. Like every step of the way, he's just ripping them apart. And then
Filthy, is it called a cam?
Yeah.
And I don't know what it's called when you're the last person, if you like remove all of the clips, it's called like cleaning the route or something like that.
Yeah.
But like the last chick decides she's going to clean the route so that because we might need this gear later. And she's kind of the badass of the group, but might have the least amount of upper body strength apparently, because she's just like, she can't hold herself up because she needs to do one-handed pull-ups basically. And you got to be a man to do those, I think. I don't know too many women who can do one-handed pull-ups. All right.
I want to see just grab your other hand like this.
No, that is not a one-hand pull-up.
I want to see the scene, because why aren't they using their feet?
No, that
why aren't they using their feet?
They're dangling.
I'll do one right back there.
Sure, but even if you're dangling, you take it almost when you do a lot of the like arch stuff, right? Like a lot of it is hands, but you can only do that so long. Your muscles would just literally burn out. So you're looking to do things like heel hooks and like lock off and like regain like some of the endurance of your arm. So I want to see it now. So it's Descent.
Yeah,
The Descent.
There's a second one too that's not as good.
Don't watch that.
Okay.
Yeah, The Descent is genuinely a really good movie that explores PTSD and
Ghouls
and friendship, and it's very
I'm
very
the only
good.
one who didn't like The Descent. I watched the whole thing waiting for their clothes to get ripped off, and it never happens.
No, there's no titties.
None.
There's some gross stuff. Like she falls into like
there's some titties that you'd probably want to see.
They're all rather attractive young ladies. And the movie starts off with a cool scene. It's a cool movie. It's like these 4 or 5 friends who are like adventure chicks, and this is their newest adventure, and it goes awry.